Forest Green this week, and if you could have an away trip, aside from maybe to Willand Rovers or Torquay United, is this probably the best one you can hope for?
Well, it's a good draw will be one that you win. So we're obviously planning to do that and doing our best to do that. We can't guarantee anything, of course. What we are doing is playing at a team where it's accessible for our supporters, and we've got full contingent going, which is fantastic news. And we'll be playing on a really good surface. Forest Green have got a very, very good pitch, and that'll be a real pleasure for us to play a game on a really sharp, good surface. And it's the FA Cup, so there's lots of reasons to be optimistic. We've got one or two players who've recovered from injuries and will be in contention. Ryan Harley did really well on Tuesday for 45 minutes. He's back into the fray. Jordan Tilson's in full training. Robbie Simpson's been in full training now this week, and maybe not quite ready to play. But we've got lots of reasons to be optimistic and chirpy about going into the game. But it's still a game of football. They want to win it. We want to win it. I'm sure both teams will be giving it 100%, and it's just who plays the better on the day.
You mentioned the good news there about the likes of Jordan and Ryan. How much do you look to shuffle the pack in the FA Cup? Because obviously the carrot at the end of this is a victory, is a third round tie, and just a couple of years ago you had Liverpool down here. You know how exciting that can be. But on the same sense, I guess it's an opportunity, if you wanted to give people a bit of competitive game time.
There'll be no charity this week. We're looking for the best team on the pitch. That doesn't mean it's the same 11 as last week, and every week it's an opportunity to shuffle it around a bit. So I'd never feel beholden to the last 11 we played, even if we win, and if we play well. I'll never categorically say that we won't change the team, but it will always be an environment where you have competition for places, regardless of winning, losing or drawing in the previous game, and we have players who are good enough to be competing for a place. And every game's different, the opposition's different, the type of game. So tactically, you look at the game as well and decide who might fit. So we'll see. But I'm certainly not looking at this game as anything other than a game we're 100% committed to winning.
You talked about the cup there and the fact there's going to be a big away contingent and things like that. When you have a good away contingent in a cup match as a manager and as a squad, how buoyant is it? How good a feeling is it, when you hear that for kind of a derby cup game, as it were? I
think the players really enjoy going away from home with a good following. I mean, we've had that for years. It's nice to be a team that doesn't have good at home support and then go away and not have that support. We have it both home and away, and that's great. And the Forest Green game is, as I said, accessible enough that we are taking a full contingent, I believe. We had a really, really good following there in September. I think it was September we played there, was it August? I can't remember now. And they stood out in the rain. It was thunderstorm, and they stood on the terrace, and we gave them plenty to cheer about. And we played really well that day. And cup game, league game, you get good following, and there's a real positive energy to that. So the FA Cup does bring out something different. You can't quite quantify it, but it does bring out something different in a football match. And but especially in December when the lights are on before half time, it does create atmosphere. So good football pitch, good opposition, good following, nice place to play, a lot at stake. Nothing to worry about.
well, obviously, but Forest Green, I think they're unbeaten in the last 4 at home. They've really turned around what was a very sticky start to the season. They're not going to be any pushovers, are they? Where do you feel the main strengths are going to lie in that side you're going to face on Saturday?
Well, as you've just said, they've sort of steadied their season, and they've had some good results recently at home. So there's a strength immediately. There's some recent form. They've got 1 or 2 good players, the striker Doige and 1 or 2 others who you'd have to be wary of. But every side you play against have the odd player here or there in every team that you think that we have to watch particularly carefully. But they're a team that wants to win. They've had 2 or 3 years of positive results with a playoff win last year. They're on an up. They're entitled to change things and make adjustments in their game following the tough start to the season, but they've been promoted, so you know they're doing what everyone else would do. You know, they entered into a new league, but trial and error, bit of you know, waiting to see how it works, and then they've adjusted things, and that's how people would do it. And at our level in League 2, teams can reinvent themselves and pick up form very quickly, and it looks like they have.
And finally, will you be trying any of the vegan pies afterwards?
I'd like to, yes. I would actually, yeah. I'm looking forward to it.